How are you doing? I just want to talk a little bit about the boy who was resigned by the farming company I work for. Um, he was my colleague, and I just want to tell you a little bit about his background himself. Um, he was 18 years old, and he graduated from high school on March this year. After graduation from high school, he did nothing at home, but he just stayed at home without anything, and he was just playing video game at home every day. One day, uh, his sister invited him to work for the farming company, and his sister uh, is now working for the farming company I work for. So his sister is also my colleague, and she really wanted him to work outside without doing nothing at home. So she was really worried about him all the time because he her her brother was 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 at home all day long without doing anything. So she somehow invited him to to work start working at farming company I work for right now. And he one day he suddenly made up his mind to start working for the farming company I work for, and then he just came into the my farming company and started working. But I had really bad feeling towards his working attitude. You know, oh, if people have no experience about the work, they have no technique of work, and they have no knowledge of the work, and I really have to uh, I really have to instruct how to work, and I have to instruct the knowledge of the work from scratch. It's it's it is obvious, and it's not a problem for me. To me, it's not a problem if if a if the person who start working has really good motivation towards work. I'm willing to instruct him how to work every time, but every time. So it's no problem. This is the way that everyone go through. Um, I don't care that I don't care the newbie. His work styles are really awful because everyone awful if they don't if they have no experience about the work. But so I think I think freshmen I think freshmen who has no experience about the work have to cover the cover the no experience, no working technique with their motivation or working attitude. If they have positive attitude towards work, I can't evaluate them, and I can I have good I have also good motivation to tell to instruct them how to work if they have really good motivation towards work, and if they possibly ask me how to work that how to do that or how to do the task or something like that is. But he had no really good attitude. He had no really good attitude. um, every time he has no motivation towards work. Every time he has no motivation towards work. So actually, I had a really bad feeling towards his working attitude, and why I wonder why he came to work for the farming company, even though he didn't have any motivation towards work, and he always said to me that I don't really want to work, but I just want to stay at home and play game every all the time. So I don't understand his intention. If he if he had enough money, if he had enough money to make a living with their family, he actually didn't need to work, didn't need to come to work for farming company. But I think actually he had independent mind that he really want to change himself. So he just made up his mind to start working at a farming company. But I wasn't able to feel his good motivation. I didn't have a feel. I didn't feel his uh, good working attitude. So actually, I really don't want it. I really didn't want to work with him because if I, even though I'm serious about instruct, I'm all I'm seriously I was seriously instructing him how to do that task. He he had no motivation. He had no motivation, but he didn't really concentration on my talk and on my instruction. And after my instruction, he actually did wrong thing all the time, and he mistook, and he did opposite to what I instructed him. So I really hated where I'm instructing him. But I just complained about this to his sister. But she said, um, you have to you have to patiently instruct my brother. And his attitude his attitude towards work was surely bad, and he took trouble to everyone working with us. But uh, you know, this was a really great step that he made up his mind to start working for farming company. So this was a really great step to make his step forward. So because he wanted you know he started thinking that he wanted to change himself. So she said this was a really great step. But you know, that everyone working for the company had a sadly feeling that the working is really obvious for everyone in the world, and having really good motivation towards work is obvious for everyone. So it was really stupid thing. It was really stupid things that it was really stupid thing that people who has feeling that working is obvious, good working, good working attitude is obvious, instruct uh, instructed instruct how to instruct the boy who have no motivation towards work. Um, actually, actually, she wanted me to instruct how to get motivation, to start work, because he had really low level of working attitude, and he didn't know how you know how to pay attention to working attitude. But from the viewpoint of general people, it was really stupid thing. It was really stupid things, because work working every day is really obvious for everyone. Working uh, good motivation towards work is obvious for everyone. But because he had really low level of working attitude and working motivation, he needed to be instructed how to keep motivation, how to keep good motivation towards work. So I've never thought that, but I I needed to take care of him. I needed to care of his motivation, and I didn't realize the thing. So this is the thing that I have to take care of him. So actually, he is now playing game without doing anything at home. So if I realize this matter, and if I can instruct him how to keep the good motivation toward work, and how to change his mindset, I think I think he will be able to change his working attitude, and I wasn't realize that. So people always think people always always stick to the thought of obviousness. Working every day is obvious, and good working attitude is obvious, because this is really important to make a living. Important. But there's so many people who is not who is there's not so many people who has no obviousness about these things. you know there's some people who can't there are some people who can't uh, keep good motivation towards work every time, and there are some people who can't work who can't work every day, who can't work every day to make a living. So I think changing his mind and taking care of his motivation is one of my job. But I always complain about his working attitude towards my boss all the time. But this is really bad. I always see the bad aspects of himself, even though there's so many chances I can change his mindset from the aspects of his motivation. So this is kind of things I have to reflect on.